Hi, my name is Brooke McPhee, and I'm here today to do a demonstration for you on a really cool assistive technology that I found. It's awesome because I found a 30-day free trial, so I was able to play around with it for the past few weeks and kind of see what I like and what I don't really like about the app, and then as well as the desktop version. So I'm going to walk you through it today and show you some of its really neat features so that way you're able to see more into the device, see what it's used for, how you may benefit from using it, and how you may be able to teach your students in your class how to use it and how it can help them succeed in the classroom. So what is Voicera? I had no idea until I started playing around in the App Store, Googling things, kind of just seeing what was out there. So Voicera is meant for meetings, and so it is meant so that way you can hear everything that's happening and not have to worry about taking notes and getting lost. But the way that I think that I would use it with my students is in the classroom. So when you're up front teaching and you're talking a million miles a minute because you have so much to tell all of your students, they can turn on their phone and then it will start recording everything that's being said. You can even tell them keywords for the lesson. So for example, if they are in a social studies class and they're learning about the modern era, you could put a keyword as modern era. So every time you say the word modern era, or anyone, it will highlight that. And so it highlights that to help them know where to look back for key information, because at the end of the lesson it could be kind of overwhelming to have everything that was said all typed out in a transcript. So that way they're able to do that. I found that it was easiest to go on the internet on the web page of For Voicera and type in all those keywords, and you can go back in and change them anytime you want. So for a different class, they're able to go in and change those keywords to help them make sure they're on top of it during the class and getting the most out of their class time, because being in class can be a lot and it can be difficult. There's a lot going on. I know sometimes even when I'm in class, I'm listening, but then my mind starts to wander, or someone asks a question and then I am lost in where were we? I don't remember. So it's really a great tool because you're able to have someone there taking those transcripted notes for you, and then at the end they are able to email them to you. You can keep them saved on the device, and the students can even go in with their calendar and add in their class times when they know that they're going to be having lectures. But if they don't know when they're having lectures, that's no big deal. You can use your phone. So I will show you how that works. So on here, I'm on my page for it. So all I have to do is push on Eva, and she's going to start recording. So I will push on her. And so she's recording right now everything that I'm saying. So as I'm talking to you right now, there's a transcript being made for that. Now, you can see it being added as I'm talking, but if I am up in class teaching and I say, okay class, this is going to be really important, then the student can look down and hold and tap to highlight what's being said. So the next things that are being said are going to be highlighted. So when they look back and they see everything, they're able to look and see what was highlighted and what important information they want to still have. And that will save that for them so they can go back in, and it makes making notes from that much easier. It makes reading over everything way easier for them. So at the end of the lesson, when they are done with everything and all of the lectures over and they don't want to record anymore, they're able to hit up here, there's a stop button. So they can hit the stop button, and then they have the option to save the note, and they can type what they want to save it as. So for example, history, first hour, 11:04 for the date, whatever they want to save it as. Something really neat too is when you want to look at the highlights, you can click down here, show highlight, right here. This is my highlighted note, and it shows me everything that was said during that time. So it is very beneficial to look back at and have those hard copies of what was supposed to be the most important, what you need to really pay attention to, and then also the other parts that were said during the lecture. So something else that you can do, I was mentioning, was adding keywords. So on Voicera, on the website, you can add keywords for your meeting. So you will go I'm still on the webpage, app.voicera.com. I will go over here and click Set Custom Keywords. So I've added some keywords. Action item, take a note, we decided, I disagree, critical path, and take it offline. Those are all ones that I'd already decided would be good ideas for since it's set up for meetings. However, I added different ones, so I added my name, assistive technology, in Missouri State. So anytime those are mentioned, it will highlight those words and it will have a separate note added for them. One really cool aspect of Voicera is you are able to link your emails. So if you have an Outlook email from the Office 365, or if you use Google, you can link those calendars. But if you don't use that, don't worry, you can still use it. You can link up your own calendar. So I was able to practice linking up my Google one, but then I was also able to look into what it was like to link my own. And when I was doing that, I found it to be easiest to link those when I was on the desktop version. So for the desktop version, you just type in https and then //app.voicera.com, and that will take you to the desktop version of it. So then from the desktop version, you are able to, on the left-hand side, I'll show you guys in a little bit too, but on the left-hand side, it shows you your calendar and how you can link those. So if you are linking them, you are able to then go in and add her to, her name's Eva, so the person that sits in on the meetings for it, you can add her to it, and you will add her by doing eva@voicera.com, and so then that will notify her, and she will instantly start recording at the time that your meeting is supposed to start. So for example, if you had a meeting tomorrow at 8 a.m., at 8 a.m. tomorrow, she will start recording and taking a detailed transcript of what is happening on the conversation. I really, really like this because it's so beneficial. I get so distracted when I'm in a meeting and I'm trying to write down everything, but then I wish I could just say hey, sorry, can we pause for a second so I can finish writing that down? And you want to be able to keep the flow of the meeting going, so this is a really great way to do it. Everything that's said in the meeting is written down and typed in a transcript for you. You can have the transcripts even emailed to you, and they also save on your device. So I'm going to show you an example of how you're able to add anything you would like to your calendar and then sync it with it. So this is going to be what the web page looks like for Voicera, and over here on this side I have the option of adding a calendar. So I can add my calendar, or I can add a different one. So I've already clicked that I wanted to add my calendar, so it synced my calendar already because I wanted to save some time for during this. So then I go to my day, so today's November 4th, and I want to add a time. So I added a time of 7:05 p.m. for my meeting. And then for my add invitees, I added eva@voicera.com. So then I'm going to send it, and that's going to be added into my calendar on Voicera. Thank you guys so much for listening. I think that about covers it about Voicera that I've learned so far. I really do enjoy it, and I will definitely be remembering this when I do have my own classroom soon. I'm so excited. So I think it is a really good device, and it will benefit a lot of students. It also will help the note-taking process be a little bit easier for them, and especially make lectures not as overwhelming. However, two things that I did not like very well about Voicera is, one, I could not really find how to easily add things into my calendar on the app, and then I also could not add keywords that I would be looking for from the app. So if I wanted to add to my calendar or add particular words for keywords to be highlighted during the lecture, I did have to go onto the webpage to add those, which is not too terribly bad because it's just one extra step. However, with our students, that extra step may be difficult for them, so that might be something that you as a teacher would have to assist them with. So just a little heads up, but other than that, everything about Voicera I really did like, and I encourage you all to at least try it and test it out and see how it would work in your classroom. But thank you guys for listening.